Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel.
Hi.
Hi. Oh my god, this is in the way. Okay, there we go. Hi. So, welcome back. If you don't know by now, my name is Alex, and I have a special guest today, and it's the first time that I've had a special guest on my channel. Her name is Alyssa.
I feel so honored.
You do. You do.
Hi.
So today video is being brought to you by our hunger. So we're like super hungry, and I decided to get wings. And the only place you can get wings from that's actually good is Bandito's Wing House. So Bandito's Wings House, if you guys see this and you'd like to sponsor me,
Hit us up.
hit me up.
Give it in for wings.
Exactly.
Give it in for wings.
So what I got is just hot wings, but I got them all drums because I do not fuck with the flats. And
See, I got barbecue, but like I didn't really care about it. Some like chicken's chicken. I don't give a fuck. I will eat it either way.
That's all right, and I'm drinking a Coke.
Anyways,
Yes. Do you need ketchup for your fries?
no,
Do you need any dipping sauce for your fries?
no. I have salt.
Okay.
Lots of salt.
Okay.
Salt is the only thing you ever need for French fries.
Yes.
If anyone ever tells you anything else, they are wrong. They can get the fuck out.
Give me all the salt. They're good.
Mm-hmm.
I told you they're really good.
No crunchy, but you know.
You want some wings? Oh my god. These are the best damn things in the world.
This was a good idea. I am glad you recommended it.
I told you. Every time you come down here, you have to get those wings.
Yeah, but I hardly ever come down here.
Exactly. So, Alyssa is from bumfuck nowhere, Georgia.
Middle of the damn. Middle of nowhere.
She lives up in Dawsonville.
Everyone has a rebel flag in the front yard and a Trump bumper sticker.
And that's something that I could not do. I could not live up there in the middle of nowhere in a highly conservative area. Something about that just freaks me out. I'm just trying to see if I can turn these off. Does that change anything?
I don't think so. I don't
Yes,
think it really
it
matters
does.
either way. See, it's not all bad. Sometimes you will have halfway decent people. Sometimes.
But see, here I live like right outside of Atlanta, so it's very open, and like I can be who I want to be without like being scared of being lynched. You know, like you live in KKK territory, and you think that's funny.
Basically, no, but I think it's funny because it's true.
It is very true.
It's literally like well, I mean, really the South is just KKK territory, period. They'll like advertise like meetings on the freaking news.
And that's depressing. And I bet you it's really hard for you being as like a trans woman.
Yeah, I mean, it can get kind of like rough, but it's like I don't know how anything people like say to me to my face. I just get a lot of looks, stares, comments on Facebook from the keyboard warriors that are too ashamed to or too afraid to say something to my face.
I don't know about that.
So,
And see, we've been talking today. Because she's coming over, because she's actually... okay. For 1 minute, I didn't think we were recording. I was so upset for like 2 seconds.
we're gonna have to start all over.
Exactly. I mean...
They're like, bitch, we only ordered 5 wings this time.
No, but like I came out 10 years ago around this time. And then you came out as trans 3 years ago.
Yeah.
About this time. So like you were able to like live your adult life as a trans woman up there.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it. As soon as like I turned 18, if I lived up there, I'd be like,
Yeah, see, I tried that. And then I had a lot of of stuff happened, and I lost all the money that I was going to use to move, and now I'm kind of stuck.
In the middle of nowhere. This is so good. My dog is sitting at our feet, just like whining.
And he's such a cute little baby.
She is annoying. No wings for you. There's garlic in here. You can die.
Plus, like little bones that you don't need to swallow.
Yeah, you don't need to choke on. I'm worried over here about the garlic. She's over here worried about the bones. She obviously knows more about shit than me. So earlier today we talked, like while we were waiting for the wings, we were talking about like trans issues and trans like icons on YouTube and how the biggest and most major ones are very fortunate and over fortunate.
And they don't, a lot of times they don't really represent the common like trans narrative and the common experiences.
Because, one example, I love her, I'm subscribed to her, and I watch her videos. Go lay down. Gigi Gorgeous. I honestly feel, you were saying it too, like, I honestly feel like she is one of the most fortunate trans people, her and Nikita Dragon, one of the most fortunate trans people on the platform. Because literally, one day you see them as a boy, they take a break, come back 2 weeks later, they have their entire FFS, they have boobs, they have everything done. And they don't talk about the struggle that they go through.
They
like,
don't have, you know, a lot of these instances you see, like the really popular trans YouTubers, you don't see a lot of them with like issues with their family and like having to deal with, I mean, yes, we all deal with it regardless of like where you come from and whatnot, but if you have the support from your family and you're able to start, you know, the process earlier, or if you're able to, you know, you come from wealth and you're able to afford different surgeries, like it makes your journey so much easier.
And not to mention, a lot of these like bigger named YouTubers, they didn't need FFS. They are the they're like unclockable, you know? The lucky trans women who can walk around with literally like just some BB cream on their face and hormones and pass as a real woman and, well, real woman in quotations, and get away with it. Whereas a lot of the trans community, because of their upbringing and because of the things that they've gone through, they have to come out at a later time in life and they don't have the capabilities to soften up their face before their testosterone really kicks in and do all this other stuff. So like the trans narrative that's on YouTube is not something that I feel as though is really represented well. And Alyssa is a good friend of mine and my best friend of like over 10 years. She's also a trans woman. And she's lucky enough to, I mean, she's unclockable most days when she wants to be. But it just sucks because I see all these young trans women getting murdered because of how they look. Because they're not like fishy enough. It just sucks. And these YouTubers, like they don't even acknowledge it. Like I've never seen a YouTuber acknowledge a trans person's death. Like
Normally not.
Like a bigger YouTuber like Gigi Gorgeous or Nikita Dragon or any of them. Like you may have like the more independent ones who are more like socially like they're more for the cause and for the movement. I feel it's like when you get to a certain level in YouTube, I feel like all that goes out the window and you don't care about anything anymore except for your money.
And another one that gets me is the people that, such as Blair White. She is younger, very passable, but the second she got to that point, she became very like against a lot of like trans issues and very like she's honestly like she can be pretty like transphobic and pretty like homophobic and racist and everything. And it's like you are a very attractive white woman and you pass and everything and you have this platform.
And she doesn't realize that she has white privilege that comes with that.
Mm-hmm. But like even when it just comes to her against the trans community, it's like, you know, like you are not like you. How do I want to phrase this?
You need to remember who you are
And where you came from.
Just because you've finished your transition does not make you anything more than just a trans woman. You're still a trans woman. You need to remember that. And you need to still stand up for those rights for the trans women and trans men who are less fortunate than you.
Mm-hmm. Like, if you have that platform, use it to create positive change. Don't use it to create chaos and to stir the pot and throw shit at the fan.
And I get it. YouTube is all about views and all that. But, like, at the end of the day, that's something that you shouldn't be wishy-washy on. It's something that, like, pertains to your life. Like, your rights. The rights that you fought for so long. And then you were lucky enough to have money blessed to you that you could have these surgeries and get these things done.
Mm-hmm.
And before the surgeries, you were all about it. After you have the surgeries, not a whisper.
Mm-hmm. And while on the topic of like trans women who misuse their platform and whatnot, I really, and most people agree with me that Caitlyn Jenner is a horrible, horrible, horrible representation and representative of the trans community. Like anyone that, I'm going to get political, but anyone who's going to support a politician who is actively trying to make the lives of this community worse and harder, and you know, you are a trans woman yet you are speaking out and saying you don't agree with gay marriage, like, this is our community. We need to all stand together and not be like, well, I'll support some of it, but not all of it. Like, bitch, it's all or nothing. Like, don't, you know.
And the thing is like, she dug herself a rock. Like, I mean, dug herself a grave in that. Because not only did she come out as trans, but she came out as trans lesbian. Mm-hmm. So, like, you're already a double whammy. You're already got, like, you got a target on your head because you're trans. Now you got a double target on you because you're trans lesbian. And then you want to come out and say that you don't support gay rights when you just got a sex change and you're dating women? Like, you're calling yourself an oxymoron.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't understand her. I don't respect her. I think it's great that and this is going to sound like an asshole thing to say, the only good thing that came out of Caitlyn Jenner was getting the trans movement on the map.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing. Mm-hmm. But because it was Caitlyn Jenner, trans issues are not being represented correctly, and things still are not being resolved.
Because it comes back to the thing that we were talking about earlier, was just when it comes to privilege and money, because, you know, she has, like, all this money from, you know, all the things she's done over her life, and she has her own, like, hair and makeup team. She wears, like, designer clothes and always has, like, hair and can afford surgeries. It's like, you are not a proper representation of the trans, you know, experience in the trans narrative.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, I've had times where I've almost had to, like, cancel my doctor's appointments just because I couldn't afford it because shit's expensive.
And that's the thing that, like, saddens me, is that living in America, like, trans issues are not covered under, like, any medical laws. Like, there's only a handful of companies who offer insurance that will pay for your SRS or SFS, your FFS, any of that. Like,
It's definitely...
And like Starbucks is one of them, and that's why I don't care how big of a global global company that is. Like, I don't care if it's pushing out mom and pop shops. I'm still gonna support them because they support me and my community.
True that. True that.
It's just insane to me. And then like with like Caitlyn Jenner and all these bigger YouTubers, like the thing that pisses me off is they don't talk about like the daily struggles that they have going with them. They don't talk about having to shave every day, having to go get laser or electrolysis. They don't talk about that stuff.
Well, on that side, I can kind of see it as like, you know, you don't want to talk about all that stuff. I mean, for some people, they really, you know, I know in a lot of instances, you know, you want to hear about that because you want to be like, oh, well, they're, you know, they get through some of the stuff I do, you know, we have shared experiences. But at the same time, it's like, do I really want to make a video about, oh my god, I had to shave my armpits for the second time this week because they're so hairy? Like,
I get it.
In a way, it's like, you know, be realistic, and, you know, if you want to talk about your trans experience, talk about your trans experience. Talk about your everyday experience. Not, oh my god, I had my hair done this weekend. I only spent $500 on it, and oh, you see this designer dress? Like, no, like, fucking, like, be real.
And I get it. Everybody's entitled to their own privacy when it comes to that kind of thing. But you know good and well, when you signed up for that YouTube channel and you started getting a following and you started talking about your trans issues, what you were signing up for. I'm sorry, but me being as a gay cis man, I find the whole thing very, like, fascinating. The whole transition, everything. And I admire anybody and everybody who's had to do it or who is going through it. But there's not a lot of resources out there for people who are trans and going through a big change in their life to go to and experience it with somebody else. There's not. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's support groups, but not everybody knows that there's support groups. My roommate Jenna had no idea there were support groups. You were lucky enough to have a support group that you can go to, almost like a...
Because I found it online. Yeah. I did research.
And it was like almost like an AA kind of thing. Like they came together, they talked, they spoke, they shared their experiences, and then they gave each other resources for doctors and stuff like that. My roommate didn't have that. She had to do it all on her own, which is depressing. And the fact that like you have such a huge following on YouTube, such a huge following on Twitter, Instagram, all that, and you don't talk about it, like, someone may not know that they're trans until they see another trans person and it clicks in their brain, like, that's who I'm supposed to be. I'm not crazy. I didn't have a name for what I was feeling, but now I do. Thank you for being on YouTube and showing me these things.
That's how it worked for me. It was just like, it took me, you know, searching around YouTube, and this was like years and years and years ago. This was like 2008 or something, and I like stumbled across the word, and it's like, if someone would not have made that video and it would not have gotten enough publicity for me to see it, who knows how long it would took me to figure it out. Which, I mean, I still didn't come out for several years after that, but it was still like, having these people be visible and talk about their experiences is what, you know, it helps people more than you think it does. And for people to have this platform and they can do so much great things with it, and then they don't, like, I just feel like it's wasting an opportunity. Girls, we've been recording for like 20 minutes.
We have been recording 20 minutes just complaining our asses off. Needless to say, YouTube needs more representation for the trans community and for the gay community. I'm tired of seeing the same gay people living in these lavish houses. I'm tired of these trans women who are one day, hey, my name is blah 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 blah, and I have an announcement to make. I'm trans, and then 2 videos later, they have every single surgery done.
Well, that's a bit of a stretch. But
It is,
yeah.
but I mean, it's like it's not a realistic timeline when it comes to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you go to the like a lot of doctors require you before you get any breast augmentation done as a trans woman. They require you to be on hormones for at least a year so you could grow that breast tissue and have a place for that breast implant. And I feel like
there's a lot of gatekeeping in the medical community.
It is, but
Like-
they don't talk about that on YouTube at all.
Like, in order for you to get gender reassignment surgery, a lot of times you have to have a letter from like a mental health professional stating that you're in the right state of mind to have this surgery, and then you have to have like a letter from a medical doctor stating you've undergone like certain treatments in order to prepare you for the surgery. And it's like that we shouldn't have to have so much gatekeeping and so much like, oh, we're not going to give you this that you desperately need unless you jump through this hoop, this hoop, this hoop, DNA, blood work, rights to your firstborn child, it's
You know what's crazy to me, and this is kind of a stretch. If a man wanted to go into the doctor right now, if I wanted to go to the doctor right now and say, hey, I want a vasectomy, they would do it, no questions.
Mm-hmm.
If a woman wanted to go in and say, hey, I want to get my tubes tied, she has to be 25 years old. She's had to, preferably have 2 children. It's like this whole thing. Like, when it comes to anything that's not a straight man's body, the medical world shuts you off.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, bruh, I'm good. I'm good.
Anyways,
Yeah.
did you enjoy our little bitch fest?
Yeah.
That was fun. That was really fun. I'm almost done eating.
You eat so fucking fast.
You haven't been eating. You've been doing nothing but talking.
I'm sorry.
Why do you think, I've just been letting you talk because I've been eating, because I've been hungry?
She chowed down on them damn wings, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
I mean, we're good. Now, if they were boneless wings, that shit would have been going.
There's no such thing as boneless wings.
Yes,
Those are
there
chicken-
is.
those
No.
Chicken nuggets are boneless wings.
No, they are called boneless wings. They are their own thing. They can be their own thing if they want to be their own thing.
Good point. But they're not alive. A chicken did not go into the slaughterhouse and was like, I want to be a boneless wing. Call me a boneless wing.
We about to throw it out on this. You about to have one of them chicken bones shoved in your butthole.
I might like that.
Anyways.
Alright, guys.
Doggy.
If you like this kind of content, let me know. This is just me rambling, talking a bunch of shit. Yeah. So, I'm going to try to get my roommate to get on some videos with me. She's kind of weird about that kind of thing. I don't know. I like that. Look at that. Ooh, rolling with the homies. Anyways, alright guys. Let me know if you like this. Share this, like, and subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Be you. And until next time,